decent, it's cheap. And I'm like, well, you know, there's a lot of things that are cheap, but still tastes like ass, you know? Jason Harris here with Digital Dealership Solutions. Hey, thanks for joining me on another episode of The Drive. I know that I'm going to get some serious heat for what I'm about to say. Listen to the video, all right, and you'll see where I'm going with this. Mr. Tim Hortons, you have the worst cup of coffee I've ever drinking. Now look, I know Tim Hortons is like right up there with like hockey and maple syrup when it comes to, you know, Canadian pride. But guys, this cup of coffee, and this is consistent like across the board, every Tim Hortons I go to, right? It's so bad, I actually had to do a little research to find out why it was so bad. So, if you guys know me, you know that I drink my coffee black, okay? I'm trying to slim down a little bit, not like it's helping. But, you know, I don't do cream, I don't do sugar, I don't do milk. I like the taste of just a good cup of black coffee. Tim Hortons is just hands down the worst cup of black coffee in the world, but because they do it slightly on purpose, actually, to be honest with you. Well, hey, have you guys ever grabbed a black coffee from Tim Hortons? It's the temperature of the freaking sun. Right? I mean, you literally legitimately need to wait 2 hours just till you can actually drink this coffee. So because it's so hot, when the water hits the bean at that temperature, it actually burns, literally burns the coffee. And it comes out in this really beautiful motor oil looking, tasting thing. I had to look into why it tastes so bad. And I found out that Tim Hortons actually does something that's cool and kind of not cool at the same time. And the reason that they serve their coffee at such a high temperature is they're actually anticipating their customers' needs. A very high majority of all Tim Hortons coffee is served with 2 cream, 2 sugar, 2 milk, and 2 sugar. It always has that cold cream and that cold milk that's added into it. And because it's added into it, it actually brings the temperature down to a reasonable drinking temperature that's able to grab it and start immediately drinking. You know, on one side, Tim Hortons is kind of doing a cool thing by anticipating the customer's needs. On the flip side, they completely ignored me and the entire population of individuals out there that drink their coffee black. Now, I bring this up because I think this is really relevant into our marketing efforts today. Are you anticipating your customers' needs by putting out a singular offer out there? Let's say you got Jeep Grand Cherokee, okay? And you put one offer out there, one finance offer, right? Does that finance offer work for every single audience you have? You have younger families that are purchasing it. You have people that are adventurers. And then there's also, you know, a much higher end version of the Jeep Cherokee that's being purchased by executives and retirees and so on. So there's a very vast, like a very large audience for this specific car, right? By putting one offer out there, or in Tim Hortons' situation, putting out a singular temperature for their coffee, are you really doing your audience justice? Well, you know what? The answer is, bottom line is no. All right, Tim Hortons, you guys are doing it wrong. Okay, it's 2018, man. All right, McDonald's, I go in there, they can create a coffee at any temperature I want. Starbucks, exact same, guys. To come out and continue to participate in this strategy, that's a very long strategy for them, right? Of always providing coffee at a ridiculous temperature with the anticipation that someone's gonna put cold cream and milk into it, which will then draw the temperature down to a reasonable drinking temperature. That's not cool. It's not good enough anymore. And the same thing is said about your guys' marketing efforts, okay? The fact that you guys are putting one ad out there, all right, one offer out there, and assuming that that offer is good for every single one of those audiences, that's ridiculous. Each one of your vehicles has a different audience. And the cool thing is not only does your vehicles have a different audience, but where you guys live, all right, where's that dealership at, that demographic, your demographics are also different in that, right? I mean, I'm in the middle of the GTA, right? So like Nissan dealerships, like 33 Nissan dealerships, like within like a 75 or 100 kilometer drive of this place, right? You know, it's the same thing with Tim Hortons. There's like almost a Nissan dealership on every corner, just as there's almost a Tim Hortons on every corner, right? You guys got to be bringing something else to the table. Now, I understand that, you know, the Tim Hortons are all franchised and they're controlled, you know, by what they can and can't do and stuff like that. That's not necessarily the case for us as dealerships, guys. We need to respect our audience, okay? We need to develop and create specific messages for them, all right? And then we need to execute on that creative. That's all I have to say about that. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. I know I'm probably gonna get some serious heat for it, but hey, thank you so much for you guys' time. You guys have a wonderful day. Let's go to Starbucks.